Hello, everybody. Got a little video I'm going to do for you tonight. I think you're going to find real interesting. Come off a Facebook post from this morning, and it got some shares and and I think it's extremely important and impacting. And so I'm just going to jump right in. You can read what it says out there on the top. Crippled for life on purpose. Okay, and this is a short read here, and then we'll look at the picture that I've got posted with it. It says, when I got to the hospital, I had a small hole in the front of my foot and a slightly larger hole in the back where the exit wound was. This was described by the ER doctor as a through and through gunshot wound, which appears to have been sustained by a shotgun blast. Once again, Detective Rosie Rodriguez had a different story. She said, Buddy did not have a right heel. So why did this dirty cop make up this lie? The reason is because she knew that I hadn't been shot with my gun, and those doctors were going to cut off my heel bone in an effort to make it appear that I had been. Multiple pieces of evidence have now proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that I was not shot with my shotgun, which means that somebody shot me in my home, and that's called attempted murder. Other evidence was found showing that these doctors took the x-rays of a guy that was shot with the shotgun and then put my name on them. That guy was missing his heel bone, so they then took me into surgery and cut mine off. It's believed this other guy was shot 11 days before me, and a nurse told me that she knows who that other guy is. I was crippled for life on purpose by those doctors who were trying to cover up this home invasion and failed murder attempt. What they're really trying to hide was the underground homes here that are believed to be connected with multiple murders. Once again, dirty detective Rosie Rodriguez is a main player, but this time it's maiming, mutilation, and dismemberment of an innocent crime victim. When is she going to be stopped? A few weeks before the murder attempt, the ex-wife came home from work real upset and whispered in my ear, "The secret is that a group of doctors are killing people for profit." She was dead serious, and I later wondered if she'd been told on that day they were going to kill me. She didn't say they were just trying to kill me for profit, but people. As seen below, I testified in court to this, but it was ignored. I've often wondered how many men, women, and children these serial killing doctors have killed. It seems obvious they're connected to the ones proven to have faked my x-rays. I was also told Texas Rangers strained this, as well as other law enforcement officers. It seems to be ignored no matter how much evidence or how horrific the crimes. So you can see how important that is. Let me show you the meme here that I created. Is right here. And so from the medical records is where I got that. And it was the ER doctor who happened to be the brother-in-law of the ex-wife I just filed divorce on 5 days earlier. And that was his exact words. Right ankle exhibits a through and through gunshot wound which appears to have been sustained by a shotgun blast. Unusual wording, since it's now known that I wasn't shot with the shotgun, and I think he knew that. But the point there is that it was a through and through gunshot wound, and that's what I saw too. There was two holes in my foot, one in the front, a slightly larger one in the back. But Rosie Rodriguez, from the police record, this can all be verified. She had a whole different story. Buddy had a shotgun entry wound on the right side of his ankle, an exit wound on the shoulder heel. Buddy did not have a right heel due to this injury. She made that lie up. And I believe the reason she made that lie up, because she knew those doctors were going to fake them x-rays and they were going to cut off my heel bone. And that's exactly what happened. Here's some pictures of what I walk on today. Okay, I'm now crippled for life on purpose. Okay, I actually believe that if the doctors would have done what they should have done, I would probably be walking fine now. But they were trying to cover up this failed murder, and the truth is, it was going to make it's going to give my house to the sister-in-law of that ER doctor. Okay, and this first comment here shows this video showing the evidence found proving that I was not shot with my gun, which makes this a murder attempt. As seen, there can be no argument about this. It's a fact, okay? And then there's a video link there. I'm going to put it when I post this video so y'all can watch that. But basically, there's multiple proofs showing I wasn't shot with my gun. I mean, it's not even up for argument whatsoever. It is a fact. That means somebody shot me, and that means somebody came to my home to shoot me, and that's never an accident. That's on purpose. That's called a murder attempt. This video shows the evidence found proving that doctors took the x-rays of somebody else and then put my name on them. This other guy was missing his heel bone, so they took me into surgery and cut off my heel bone. I was intentionally maimed, mutilated, and crippled for life in an attempt to cover up this failed murder. That would have given my special home to the sister-in-law of the ER doctor. She was also lifelong friends with that dirty cop, Rosie Rodriguez, okay? And so here's the video I chose for that, Dr. Glass's wife, because it lays out the medical crimes in that video. Dr. Glass was one of the podiatrists, and there's a story that goes along with it, but it shows the evidence in there. And it's not one piece of evidence proving it. There's multiple pieces of evidence proving they faked my x-rays. And then the next link says the video shows proof of some of the lies this dirty cop told to cover up this home invasion and failed murder. And we're talking about this Detective Rosie Rodriguez. And like I said, I found out 2 years later that she went to elementary school with that ex-wife. Okay, she literally, when I crawled out because my phone lines were cut, I crawled out and I drove to the 7-Eleven to get help. Rosie climbed in my truck on my front seat at the 7-Eleven and started giving me first aid. I didn't know who she was, and I sure didn't know that she was grade school buddies with the ex-wife I'd just filed divorce on. Okay, but I find out when I get the police reports much later that she said she wasn't even there. Right off the bat, Rosie Rodriguez lied. And there's you'll see in that video, multiple other places where she's caught planting my stolen cell phone behind my nightstand, other lies that she made up and were caught. You know, there's absolutely no doubt about this detective was tampering with evidence in this premeditated capital attempted murder and falsifying police reports. And on top of that, she also perjured herself in court, aggravated felony perjury. She testified in that protective order here and saying there was a tripwire on my shotgun, and the evidence shows there was no tripwire in evidence. None of the other 10 police officers here mentioned a tripwire, and that included the CSI Marty Barrett that said he picked up my gun, and he's the one checked it in evidence. And more than that, multiple proof shows I wasn't shot with my gun, but she testified under oath in that protective order here, and there was a tripwire on my shotgun. It was a bold-faced lie, and it was done to cover up this failed murder is what it was. A few weeks before the murder attempt, the ex-wife came home from work real upset and whispered in my ear, "The secret is a group of doctors are killing people for profit." She was dead serious, and I later wonder if she'd been told that on the day they were going to kill me. That's why she was upset. She didn't say they were just trying to kill me for profit, but people for profit. As seen below, I testified in court to this, but it was ignored. Okay, I wonder how many men, women, and children have been killed by these serial killing doctors she told me about. This is from the transcript from that protective order here that I'm talking about, and I said, she said, the ex-wife, the secret is a group of doctors are killing people for profit, you know. Well, what she never said the entire time we was married, was that her brother-in-law was a doctor, and come to find out, he was my doctor on the night that I'm ambushed and shot with my phone lines cut. The next one. I also told Texas Ranger Jeffrey Strain, this, as well as other law enforcement officers. It seems to be ignored no matter how much evidence or how horrific the crimes are. What happened here with Jeffrey Strain is I was sending evidence to Attorney General Paxton, and a guy from that office advised me to contact the Texas Rangers PIU, the Public Integrity Unit. And I did as suggested. Jeffrey Strain contacts me, and I said, "Are you with the PIU?" And he says, "No, I'm not, but I'm assigned your case." And I was worried that because he's just a local Texas Ranger, and maybe friends with them 11 police that were caught on camera in my house. I even wonder if Jeffrey Strain had been in the underground homes here. And so he asked for the complete story. I sent him about 70 fact-filled emails where he rarely even got a question back. We're talking about a proof of multiple murders, horrific medical crimes, and it was just nothing. It was like a black hole. One of the rare questions was right here in this one, and I told him, I said, "But I believe the biggest crime is what I told the ex concerning the doctors. She whispered in my ear with 100% sincerity, the secret is a group of doctors are killing people for profit." Okay, so then that was on April 4, 2017, when I told Jeffrey Strain, okay? And he replied, "How would a doctor make money killing people?" And I said, "I can only speculate, but the person to ask is the one that told me this. And since you have her on tape admitting to extortion, which could send her to prison for many years and could also be used as evidence to her involvement in the capital attempted murder of my life, then she might be motivated to tell you all about it. You can hear her on the video called Follow the Money. I'll attach the link, and I have a transcript of that video too." Okay, my best guess is those doctors were involved in this sex trafficking, human trafficking, racketeering crime ring. Here are some other ideas. She was an oncology nurse working for Texas Oncology in Odessa. When I met her, and oncology doctors make money when people get cancer. They make a ton of money off the chemo drugs given to cancer patients, and other doctors have been arrested on similar charges. I'll put a news story on the bottom. My dad recently died of a cancer that didn't run in the family, and I've suspected other people that I know may have become victims. She might tell you who. So I was suggesting to him, I was reminding him that I provided you with a recording where she admitted to extortion. She tried to extort $1,800 a month over the crimes at my house. And the extortion threat was if I didn't pay, she was going to tell everybody I was crazy. And guess what? I didn't pay, and she went in court with her dirty cop friend and called me crazy. And then that lie was spread all over the world. Okay. This guy, he commented under it, and he says, "All this evidence and not a shred about this on the news? Also, why aren't we hunting these people down? I swear, Midland and Odessa are literally hell on earth, And I replied, I said, "Yes, I'm fully convinced that our local press is involved in organizing crime and racketeering. I have no other answers. I've contacted them and contacted them and contacted them. I said, these criminals are a danger to our families. I'm talking about our community, and the press is just covering up these crimes. It's disgusting what they're doing here." And he says, "I agree, and so I just want to show you that. And like I said, all that evidence is in them videos, and it's what, like I said, it's not even up for argument. It's a fact what's going on, and nothing's changed. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.